your glasses high.
You're right.
Just raise your glasses high. We're
one.
getting drunk tonight.
Remix. Remix.
Those aren't the lyrics, are they?
They are now.
Were they?
This one's for you tonight. Everybody knows that.
I don't know why in my mind it was.
I thought you were joking, and then I looked into your eyes, and you were serious. And I like that version better. Because they did get drunk tonight.
That was crazy. I think that should be a second verse if it's not.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome back to Girls Unscripted. My name is Kate.
My name is Carolyn.
And if you couldn't tell by our intro, we're talking Vanderpump Rules this episode. Oh, and we added the photos behind us. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see. These are our photos we had from season 11. So I tried to sort through of like who was on season 2 that was also on season 11. And we were only left with Katie, Schwartz, Sandoval, Lisa, and Scheana. Ariana was briefly on.
She's gonna make an appearance.
But she hasn't said anything yet, so I didn't add her.
No, yeah, she hasn't come up on the shelf. But everyone else looks, pretty much the same. I lied. Schwartz looks the most same.
Yeah, what was funny, before we started recording, our producer Rachel, who also watched the episode with us, was like, it's so funny that Scheana made a comment about Brandy having Botox and like, now look at her.
God, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but all right, we'll get into that. If you guys listen to our last episode, you'll know that this episode we are recapping Vanderpump Rules season 2. We're starting with episode 1. So if you're watching along with us, you'll be able to join in. And even if you didn't watch along, we're gonna refresh your memory of like the crazy shit.
And boy, did we just jump straight into some crazy shit.
But before we jump in, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great.
Tell me about it.
How was yours?
My week was also great. What'd you do?
What did I do?
Yeah, I could tell you're like, you said it was great, but I felt like you were lying because you don't even know what you did.
I don't even know what I did. Oh, that's right. I met with the youth of the future, high school students for the Jefferson Scholarship, interviewed them for that. So that was really cool.
What?
I know. I do this thing for Virginia. There's a Jefferson Scholarship, which the school is founded by Thomas Jefferson. Everyone's like obsessed with him. I know he was kind of canceled, but
it's Virginia, people. Let's remember that.
It's University of Virginia. And there's a scholarship where you get everything paid for and you get travel and you get it's like the cream of the crop, but they only give it to, 50 kids in the country. So I'm involved in like the first rounds of picking from different schools. So we interviewed like 10 kids and picked 2 to go the next round.
That's awesome. Were you really happy with your picks?
I think so. At some point it gets to like, we get on their team and we're trying to get them to get it, if that makes sense. Yeah. But then we have to sell them because normally they're really, really smart kids that have gotten into Ivy Leagues and stuff. So we got to be like, state school is fun.
Like, please pick us over Harvard.
Exactly.
Please. Virginia, so have you heard of Thomas Jefferson? We have a statue. Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, thank you. What did you do?
Very different vibe this weekend.
VDV?
What did you do?
Yeah.
VDV, very different vibe. I went to a friend's 30th birthday out in the desert in Joshua Tree. It was fun. I love like drinking in an Airbnb with friends, and there was a lot of people there that I didn't really know because it was like a mixture of friends, which I thought was cool. But what I was unaware of is that mostly everyone was arriving on Saturday and I arrived on Friday, and not a single other female was there on Friday night. So it was me and like 12 guys. I felt like I literally looked around at one point and I was like, I feel like I'm at a fucking bachelor party and I'm like the groom's sister that he like felt like he had to invite.
Or you're like Ariana and Tom and Katie's wedding.
That's true. Like the
groomswoman.
And it was fine, but it was, what I learned is men are a lot more self-aware when there are a lot of women around. I think they were forgetting I was there. I have never smelt so many different scents of fart in my life. We were in this little game room playing fucking beer pong and shit, and every single person was farting, and I could tell it was different people because they all smelled different. And I didn't want to be like a narc of like, ew, boys, stop farting.
Oh, boys.
Because I felt like my older brothers were like inviting me to play with them.
Yeah, you gotta play
like
cool.
I wanted to be cool, but it was awful.
I'm so sorry about
The second a girl arrived the next day, I was like, yes! And then everything changed. I didn't smell farts anymore.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say different, like you smelled different Axe.
Then the girls started farting.
Yeah.
Everybody was just farting.
But I feel like you're a girl that would get along very well with guys. Like you'd be a cool guy's girl.
You know what? It was fine. Here's the thing. Luckily for me, not to flex too hard, I'm really good at drinking games. And that's all we did. So I felt like I fit right in.
Yeah.
Played a lot of beer ball. I was chugging.
Beer ball?
Yeah. Basically, I'm not even going to get too into it, but the goal is to chug your beer before someone else.
Okay.
There's more to
I guess
it,
that is the goal of every drinking game, more or less.
Just get drunk.
Just drink it
and
fast.
I sure did. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Good,
I'm so happy for you.
Just a quick little reality gab before we get into this too. I wanted to talk about 2 really great shows I'm watching right now. I've already talked about this on this podcast, but I need to reiterate to you, this season of Southern Hospitality is so good.
Okay.
Please watch it.
I watched the first episode and I was in. Yeah.
It's getting good. Emmy is unhinged.
Love it.
Okay. Secondly, just started watching Love Island UK All Stars.
Oh, yes. I saw that was also on Peacock.
I'm 4 episodes in. I don't think there's that many episodes yet. And even just 4 episodes in, I'm like, wow, this is good. This is why they call them All Stars.
Yeah.
People are kissing. This guy kissed 2 girls in one night. And I'm always skeptical to watch Love Island because I'm like, oh, it's kind of boring. I feel like that's how everyone starts Love Island. They're like, I don't really want to watch it, but I'll just throw it on because it's easy to put on. And then a couple episodes in, you can't wait to get to the next episode.
Is it in real time? Like, is All Stars happening right now?
Yes. I think that maybe there's like 10 episodes out right now. Like, I think it just started
And is
airing.
it just like a normal normal season of Love Island, but with people we've seen before?
Correct.
Nice. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was games. Do they have one?
There is Love Island games.
Okay.
Also watch that. Pretty good. Sue is in this season of All Stars.
Sue, really?
Yeah.
You know who loves Sue?
Phaedra. Lord have mercy. Not Sue.
Lord.
I forget
Oh,
exactly
wait, I did see her. Oh, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Not Sue.
Oh, and the Traitors, obviously, is killing.
I'm caught up.
What a show.
What a show.
Sandoval still in.
Yeah.
Still kicking.
By the skin of his teeth, if that's the phrase.
Yeah, it is.
And Wes is doing great.
Wes is doing fine.
You know who's doing not great? Robin doesn't know a fucking damn thing.
I forgot Robin was still there.
She's so bad at this game.
I forgot she was still
there. She was like, there's 2 people I know definitely are not the traitors. Bob the drag queen. And I think it was like Danielle. It was one of the other ones.
Yeah. But that's why she'll probably stay in there for quite some time.
I know.
Did you see the interview with Ayan from Real Housewives of Dubai where she didn't know that Survivor was a TV show?
No.
So when she was in the castle and everyone kept saying like, oh, I'm a survivor. She was like, of what? She did not know Survivor. She thought they survived like diseases.
She literally did no research going into this thing.
Did you also know that her cousin is Uba?
No.
I just watched an interview with her and she was like, she was talking a lot about like, Uba's my family and I talked to Uba about this, I talked to Uba about that. So I looked it up and they're cousins.
Holy shit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
how Uba got in the mix.
Anyways,
let's
talk about something we really know about.
That was the time machine I just put us through.
Okay, where are we going?
We are now in, oh God, I should have looked this
Probably
up.
Like
2014.
Yeah, something like that.
Summer of 2014. Things are great.
Are they?
Well, it's before Yolanda is bedridden with Lyme disease.
That's very true.
So we are before that. And we're a nose ago with Kyle Richards.
Oh my gosh. It was pretty surreal. So it's like the first, 10 minutes is at this party at Kyle Richards' house. And it is a Vanderpump Rules, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills crossover. There's Brandy. And I think it was like probably around not the second season of Beverly Hills.
You know what I figured out it was? I think because there was a cake that had 100 on it. I think it was the 100th episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills party.
Okay, get this. I also thought that.
Yeah.
But they do say it's for the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce.
Shit.
Yeah, but I also thought it was
around for 100 years or something.
But it was whatever season. I don't fucking know. Whatever season it was, Carlton was there. So it was the season
your
Carlton
mom's
was
favorite housewife.
And if you guys have seen a little video I made with my mom, Carlton and Aviva from New York are her 2 least favorite housewives.
You mentioned that like in passing so many episodes ago, and I've never forgotten it.
That my mom hates Carlton.
Yeah, I just remember that Hurley's favorite is Carlton.
I kind of like Carlton. But yeah, we see Carlton, Brandy, Yolanda, Kyle, and Kim. This is an amazing time for reality TV, especially as a Bravo fan. All of these people on our screen together. You know what I loved about this party? We didn't even see Kristen Doty there. By the time the episode starts, she was already kicked out.
She didn't even make it to the event before she was kicked out of her job. She was
merely in a flashback. And this is why we love this show.
It's so good. And it kind of warmed my heart, the cuckles of my heart, to see Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle Richards in the same room together.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. Yeah. Those were better days, more peaceful days.
Do you wonder if Lisa will now return to Beverly Hills that Vanderpump is over? I guess Vanderpump isn't over, though, because
I've seen her been asked that, and I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It wouldn't be a good scene for her.
But she looks good, too.
Yeah. We're just establishing some scenes here. Brandy asks Scheana about her gray tooth, as she fucking should. And I love how Brandy goes, she used to fuck my husband. I'm gonna mention a gray tooth.
I was gonna say, Scheana should be so happy that is all Brandy did.
At least Brandy is Scheana wanted so badly for Brandy to just acknowledge her. Now Brandy's at least acknowledging her existence.
She should be glad that she didn't get waterboarded in the bathroom.
Literally.
Like, Brandy was on good behavior in my book.
Brandy was pretty good to Scheana.
Yeah.
Seeing as that Scheana was the other woman.
Well, I think the strange thing to note here is that Scheana talked to Brandy as if she hadn't slept with her husband for 2 years.
Yeah, like they're like little besties.
Hey girl, yeah.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, strange.
And then speaking of the tooth, Scheana is mad that Stassi, Katie, and Kristen didn't check in on her after her surgery. She had an oral surgery, and now Carolyn, I have a question for you. And Gabbers know this. You and I both have had some oral issues in this
Our
past
mouths,
year.
if they could talk.
Yours worse than mine, but we both went through oral surgeries.
Yep.
Are you siding with Scheana in this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely the fuck not. No, but I'm confused of what she actually had done.
That's my question. Was she really put out for 6.5 hours and kept waking up without a tooth in? No, she got a fucking crown.
The fact that she's saying she woke up means she wasn't under general anesthesia. She was in twilight mode. 6.5 hours did catch me off guard. I was like, what the fuck could they be doing for? Because Kyle has lost his tooth before. Like, it's not a 6.5 hour operation just to get the tooth back on. Like, I don't know what could possibly be done in that amount of time.
I've literally gotten root canals where they take out a tooth, put something in, put a tooth on over, and then it's not 6 hours.
It is not 6 hours.
I think she's over exaggerating. I think when she says she woke up twice, she's trying to make it seem like she was put under, but I think maybe she was just fucking napping in the chair.
Well, and then she said if I hadn't done it like within that week, I would have had to go to the hospital. And then I'm like, whoa. What is happening to the tooth? Maybe it was infected and that was why I don't know. Does it matter? No. The thing that matters is that Scheana is a singer.
I couldn't imagine her singing Good as Gold with a lisp.
I was like, what could have gone so wrong that she could not sing? Also, this is a hot topic for me because, listeners, if you know this, I have a paralyzed vocal cord that I got from a surgery. Now that would have been fucked up for a singer to have.
Totally. But your teeth are outside your body.
Yeah, she should be able to carry her tune just fine.
Right.
Anyways, moving on.
It is revealed that Jax, in fact, still works at SUR. If you remember where we left off on our Vanderpump Rules Season 1 recap, Jax quit. And we weren't sure, is he really going to quit? Yeah, he didn't fucking quit. He still works there.
Not only did he quit, he said, quote, "You will never, ever, ever see me again." And I'm so glad we see him again.
Not only do we see him again, he's now doing everything in his power to win Stassi back. And Stassi admits that they've been hooking up. Yeah. And when I heard, it's so funny to watch this. I mean, this isn't my second time watching this show. It's my third or fourth all the way through at this point. But I guess I didn't really pick up on that, where it's like, because I wrote, how could she even look at him after the Laura Lee stuff, after the pregnancy in Vegas stuff, and you're still letting this man put his dick inside of you?
Oh, wow. I had a totally different note here.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I wrote, she's only human.
Oh, well.
And I said, I don't consider it a breakup until they've had mistake sex at least once. Like, even if you break up with your boyfriend, I'm like, okay, this is sad, but we're going to have a couple more encounters before it's actually dead. Unless you had like a traumatic cheating scandal like yours.
Like hers. He got a girl pregnant in Vegas.
Well, this is Vanderpump Rules. He's good looking. And you got to remember, we're in Vanderpump land where like you have to be around each other all the time.
That's true.
But actually that doesn't
But
hold.
granted, yeah, this was off camera.
This was off camera. So.
There's no excuse. She's young.
Girl needs to get laid.
And that's what she said.
That's what she said.
She said women have needs.
Devil works hard, but Jax Taylor works harder.
Oh, Jack Taylor may be the devil.
And don't you forget it.
Sick. All right, next we go to the parlor room, which there's been some discussion pre-podcast that some people here have been there and they loved it.
We loved the parlor room.
But I don't know if it's still there anymore or it's named something different. So at the parlor room, they're having a post-work debrief and everyone is afraid that Kristen is going to get fired because Lisa hates her.
Mm-hmm. And Kristen calls her best friend a bitch straight to her face.
Who, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because Katie is telling Kristen what Kristen doesn't want to hear, which I'm like, wow, you're really just saying that shit right in front of Sandoval of like, Kristen, you're saying in situations that aren't good for you. And she's literally like meaning her relationship with Sandoval.
Which is a theme of this episode, is that it happens when Kristen's like, Tom fucked another girl in Vegas with Tom right there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. The way that they talk, I have so much to say about Tom Sandoval in this episode.
Also,
big surprise.
We have not mentioned Katie's hair.
You guys, we failed you. That should have been the first thing we said.
Gorgeous.
If you forgot, this is the inception
breathtaking
of the orange hair.
Did Chaz Dean touch that or what? Like,
Brad Mondo. It's Katie's orange hair. But here's the thing. I'm gonna defend her for a second. I heard in an interview that she was in the process of bleaching her hair, but production made her stop because for continuity, they wanted her hair to be the same color all the way through.
They just were doing her dirty.
Because then, yeah, in fucking season 11, Tom Schwartz is allowed to dye his hair at whatever color he wants.
Yeah, we can get it cut mid-episode.
So yeah, not
double
quite
standards,
fair.
yeah.
Basically, this first like 15 minutes of the episode is establishing like what we're talking about. Scheana is mad at Stassi, Katie, and Kristen. Jax is trying to win Stassi back, and Kristen and Tom are not doing well in their relationship. Like those are the big key points.
Because Tom cheated on Kristen in Vegas during a modeling job for 2 gluttonous, sex-filled days, 2 days after her birthday. Or 3 days after her birthday.
Which I totally blocked out in my memory.
Yeah.
When they revealed that, I kind of gasped.
I literally wrote down, I was like, you know it's bad when he cheated so much you lose track of them hoes. Like, I forgot.
I forgot too.
And we don't blame her, we blame him. But like, wow.
Well, we could maybe blame her because then...
Well, it was 2 days.
Yeah, which by the way, I'm going to say this real quick. I've actually told friends to listen to this podcast and they were like, well, can I listen to it even if I've never watched Vanderpump Rules? And I'm like, yeah. But then they text me and were like, there's a lot of spoilers in this.
Oh.
Because when we did our first season recap, we talked about like Jax and Kristen later fucking. So this will be spoilers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely
and
more tailored to those in the know.
And I queued that up to say we kind of can blame Kristen because at this point she has already fucked Jax.
She had. Oh shit! By this point, she has.
Yeah, I think it was off camera.
I know.
Before the season started filming.
Oh God, you're right.
So they're both wrong. Wrong.
Shit.
We'll get more into Kristen and Tom later. We have like a little filler scene of Scheana, Lisa, and Pandora shopping on Rodeo Drive, and I just recently saw a TikTok of someone saying that there's something about Pandora that's just very unsettling, and that her and Lisa act like they've never met. Like every scene we see them in together, it's very like cordial and like they're just now meeting for the first time.
Wait, that's amazing. I also think you should do a TikTok, one of your like, how old are they TikToks? Because I swore, I thought Pandora was like way older than everybody.
Yeah.
Did you think that? Or was I like, she's younger than Scheana?
I did not know she was younger than Scheana. She definitely looks older.
Yeah. Maybe she has less work done.
She gives off... And I did write this in my notes somewhere. Like, she thinks she is Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why she comes off as older.
The advice she gives and everything.
And the way she talks and the way she carries herself. And Kristen accused her of faking her accent in the past. There's some real beef between Kristen and Pandora.
Okay. That surprises me.
But I mean, you can even tell in this episode that they fucking hate each other. I'm pretty sure Kristen was at Pandora's bachelorette party.
Oh.
They film where they all go to Vegas for something for Pandora on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Kristen is there. Kristen's in a bunch of photos with Pandora, like back from when they were young, before Vanderpump Rules. And the theory is, I don't know if I've ever told you this, Pandora's husband, Jason, cheated on Pandora with Kristen.
Yes, you have said this.
And that would make sense as to why Lisa is so hard on Kristen.
Yes, it does. She hates Kristen so much that there must be something behind it. Although in this episode, when she's filmed, she does break the fourth wall a little bit on how much she actually hates Kristen. So maybe she just hates her because she hates her.
Why would she hate her that much?
Because she does shit like the party. She talks back and is just...
But so does Stassi. Stassi talks back, but she loves... I think there is more underlying reasons as to why she hates Kristen. Or she could just hate her because she hates her.
Well, is Pandora with her husband by this point?
Yeah.
Who will become her husband?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like the theory is that they hooked up, stayed together, but everyone kind of knew because then...
If that's true... These people are batshit crazy.
Yeah, we'll never know if what's true and what's not, but I mean,
batshit crazy. Oh my God. To then have her at the bachelorette party? Are you kidding me? That would be crazy, right?
What?
If Pandora then had Kristen at her bachelorette
or maybe
party?
It happened after. I don't know when it happened. There's a weird timeline.
I need details.
I'll have to go in a Reddit hole later and figure it out.
Thank you.
But this is kind of a filler scene, and they're just kind of shopping and venting about Stassi.
Yep.
And Scheana really did suck up to Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she was her little pet.
She was a little brown noser.
The next scene, they go to Fratelli Cafe, which still exists.
And is the only cafe I was fired from in Los Angeles.
What?
Yes.
I never knew this fact.
Queens. And I help people get scholarships. What the fuck?
Oh, the turntables. What were you? Were you a server or were you a host?
You were kind of both.
Okay.
I was mainly a host, but also a server. Here was the problem. I didn't know. I was fresh out of college. It was right next to Groundlings. So I would go there for a snack. Right on Melrose, yeah. And I was like, oh, I need a job. So maybe, I didn't realize how hard it was to memorize an entire menu. And I thought it would just kind of like naturally come to me. It doesn't. You have to like study it. And I didn't do that.
I was a server for a long time. I've never memorized a menu. I think that's bullshit. Just look at it.
I tried.
But I mean, why do you have to memorize everything that's on the menu?
Because they'd come up and be like, all right, I need this, this, and this. And to type it into the thing, you have to know exactly like where on the system, on the buttons you press.
So the
POS.
Like,
oh, okay. So it was this under this. And if I wanted to add this, I put this here.
Oh,
and
yeah,
this
that
here.
is kind of hard.
You have to like know it like a science equation.
That's true.
Like how to deconstruct it.
I think when I was a waitress, people just knew I was bad. And whenever I'd be at the POS system, they would immediately turn around and go to another one. Because I was like, I'm going to be here for a while. Okay? Have I ever told you the story? Real quick. It's like my favorite story. I worked at a Mexican restaurant and I wasn't even 21 yet. This table, they were like, we'll get 8 cervezas. And I'm like, okay. And I go to the system and I'm searching and I'm searching and I'm searching. And I go back to the table and I go, I'm really sorry.
We're out of cerveza.
We're out of cerveza, but we have Modelo, we have Corona. And they were like, cerveza means beer. It was embarrassing.
You know who I would fuck up the order of all the time, and he called me out for it, was that actor in Revenge, the dude. He's really hot. He was big at the time. And then I saw him at IKEA, and I was like, LA is weird, man.
Maybe he's like who you were meant to be
and
with.
He dated the lead of Revenge, Josh Bowman. Yeah, he's a cutie.
Oh, he is cute. Mm-hmm. Did you mess up his order because you were nervous?
No, I was so nervous. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I guess I would.
And I didn't add strawberries to his waffle. I'm so sorry.
Isn't it crazy how we'll like never forget the things we fucked up? I still remember the table I didn't give sour cream to. I literally do. I know exactly where they were sitting. It keeps me up at night. Anyways, Fratelli Cafe still exists. I actually have eaten there. They have a great BLT.
They're great.
Yeah. So Stassi, her dad, and Jax are all meeting up at this cafe. First, look, we've already met Stassi's dad season 1. Mm-hmm. Didn't leave the best impression.
Mark.
He basically says to Frank, you're not Democrat, are you?
Yeah.
And Frank's like, don't worry, sir, I'm a Republican.
Which is fine.
But it's just a weird thing to ask.
It was very aggressive in the way he asked it.
This episode, he brings his own Baileys to the restaurant to, quote, keep the shakes away. And he's saying it as a joke, but I don't know that it's a joke.
It is 100% not a joke.
I don't think that's a joke.
No, that is dead ass serious.
And he also makes a comment to Stassi about like, you could always leave Jax to just marry a rich guy. And like, he's dead fucking serious.
Oh, dead serious. But like, he is frat boy Schroeder.
He said, this is so fucked up what I'm about to say, but like, he is kind of the type of guy that'd be like, well, yeah, my daughter's hot. She could be with anyone.
Yeah, well, you know that's what he practically said.
That is basically what he said. I just don't know about this man.
I don't know. But I do love that his icon was Steve McQueen. That I was so confused because Steve McQueen is a director that directed 12 Years a Slave. He's a really good black director. And for a second, I was like, oh man, that gives Mark Fratboy Schroeder a few points in my book. But I realized there's another Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
That looks exactly like Mark Schroeder.
You're right, there is. Did you actually know that there's a third Steve McQueen?
No.
Have you ever seen The Vampire Diaries?
Oh, no.
Oh, he plays Elena's brother. His name is also Stephen McQueen. His dad is Steve McQueen.
Oh, who knew that there were so many Steve McQueens in this world?
Yeah, I know. And that's the type of shit you learn on Girls Unscripted,
and
guys.
You will not learn it anywhere else.
No, that's just it. Basically, this scene is just Jax begging Stassi's dad, trying to prove to him he's good enough for Stassi. As I'm watching the scene, I literally thought to myself, why does Jax look older than Stassi's dad?
I know. They look so young. Both of her parents look so young.
Yeah, I'm like, who is the dad here?
I looked up his architecture company on Instagram.
You fucking would.
It only has like 250 followers, but I will say, loved his houses.
Okay, then. There you go. Mark Schroeder Architecture.
So cute.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Then we finally get to Sir. We're 15 minutes into the episode. And we've already done all this shit. We're literally, this is 15 minutes in. And it is just kind of like another, like kind of like filler scene. Stassi and Katie are ripping shots. But then Kristen has a talk with Lisa and Natalie.
Mm-hmm. And she's suspended for 2 weeks.
She's suspended for 2 weeks just because she was talking back, being a bitch, right?
Yeah.
You know what I noticed in this scene? And I can't believe I even spotted it. James Kennedy is in the scene twice.
I didn't see him.
Really, like you can tell it wasn't highlighted.
Oh.
He's busting a table in the back and he's standing in the back. Like you, just from me watching this, I literally thought to myself, they had no intention of ever filming this kid on the show.
Yeah.
Like he's so unfeatured.
Yeah.
But I like that I saw him.
But he made an impression somehow.
Oh yeah, to them, totally.
Yeah.
Then they go to Crunch Fitness.
Which is hilarious.
But here's my insider info. Insider info alert. This goes back to, if you're a longtime Gabber, you'll know, I don't think they lived in West Hollywood.
Kate, we literally talked to Peter about this.
I think Peter lied.
He literally went character by character, castmate by castmate, and where they lived.
Okay, let me give you the insider info. I was a member of Crunch Fitness for quite some time.
I was a member in New York when I interned there one summer.
Okay, love Crunch Fitness.
Love Crunch.
Would honestly sponsor us.
Yeah.
Actually,
Do they exist anymore?
Yeah, there's 2.
Oh.
There's one in West Hollywood.
Oh, it's still there.
And one in Burbank. And that is the one that they were at on the show. Why would they be at the gym in the valley if they didn't live in the valley? Unless they had like some sort of filming permit, which I'm sure that's kind of
How do you know? Did they do an establishing shot?
I could tell it was not the one in West Hollywood.
Oh, because you know that shit.
Because I know, I've been to both.
Oh, man.
I've been a member at both. That's
Busted.
how I know. I know everything there's to know about
Maybe
Crunch
it's a
Fitness.
filming thing.
And that's also what I wrote. I said they probably had like a filming deal.
We need to get permission from Crunch of like, maybe not.
But dude, I was hot when I was watching that. I was like, I'm telling you, why the fuck would it?
I can tell. You still are a little bit.
Yeah. And it was a stupid ass scene anyways of just Jackson Schwartz bitching about having girlfriends, but then being like, but I love my girlfriend. I wish I had Stassi
If
back.
you didn't know either of them, I would just show them this scene and I would say, this is all you need to know.
Yeah.
This showed everything. This showed Jax is misogynistic, Schwartz holds no one accountable, and both were hot.
Both were hot.
That's about all we need to know about those.
You're probably, you're damn right. Then we go to Tom and Kristen's apartment. Man, I miss scenes being filmed in that little ass apartment.
It was surreal seeing Kristen back in that space. Yeah. That was her home first.
Yeah, back in that space, not picking up mail in a green dress.
No.
I did quote what Kristen said, and these are her words, not mine. She said, and I quote, Tom screwed a bottle service skank in Vegas 3 days after my birthday. Happy 30th birthday to me. This is why this show is gold. Where else do lines like this exist? She was not told to say that. She did not rehearse it. That is how she speaks. It's amazing.
It's so fantastic.
And in this scene, okay, we're in season 2 of Vanderpump Rules here. Mm-hmm. Tom is, being confronted about cheating on Kristen. Mm-hmm. And he gives Kristen I don't know if you caught on to this, the same excuse that he gave Ariana.
Of course I caught on to it. I said here, he is not like a fine wine, and that doesn't age well.
He says, we haven't had sex in 3 months. You cringe when I get near you. That is literally the same thing he said to Ariana as to why he decided to hook up with Raquel.
Yeah, doesn't age well.
Yeah, we're sensing a pattern here.
Doesn't look good.
He is not a wine.
But I love how Kristen,
he's a warm course.
He is a survey,
a warm cerveza. And sorry, bro, we're out.
But I did love how they found out that he cheated. Like the crazy lengths they went to. And I swear the CIA should only hire women. Literally. Scorned women.
Literally.
Like, can you imagine how safe you'd feel knowing that Kristen Dowdy was in charge of hunting down men?
Literally. I would trust her with my life.
She would get them all down immediately.
Not only would she get them, she would like bring them to you on a leash with like a ball gag in their mouth and then be like, say you're sorry.
Oh, and then they'd go through Stassi's crazy, violent, like imaginary scenarios.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
To remind everyone, if you didn't watch the episode, this is how they found out. Or I don't even know if this is how they found out, but this is how they found the girl. I don't know if Tom admitted to it or not. Oh, this is how they found out. She says, quote, Vegas skank, her words, not mine, tweeted about fucking Tom. So then Kristen went in their phone records, found Vegas numbers, called them all until she hunted the girl down, called her, and then caught Tom red-handed. That is so badass.
Yeah.
But then to me, I'm also like, but you stayed.
And I think that's what Stassi and everyone is saying. If like you gotta stop bitching and move on if you're gonna stay.
But is that not hypocritical of Stassi to say when she just spent the entire last season complaining about Jax?
Of course it's hypocritical.
And
that's why we
Rules.
love this show.
You're absolutely right. I just
100%.
don't understand like what is the incentive that Kristen and Tom have to stay together? I don't know if they're just do they even like each other, or is this now one of the things where it's like they feel like they have to be together to be
because
on the
of the show? I mean, that's what Tom and Ariana said. Like, oh, they feel like they're on the show.
Just watching the similarities between his relationship with Kristen and Ariana are pretty uncanny, and you don't think that because Kristen and Ariana are so different.
Yep.
But it's so similar. It's fucking crazy.
There's one common denominator. Tom. His name is Tom. Oh my God.
Pandora and Scheana's joint birthday party. Speaking of Ariana, it's the first time we see her.
Yes, we do. There she is.
She doesn't speak.
She's proving her loyalty to Scheana day one, by the way. Day fucking one. She's not even on the show yet.
Yep. And she's showing up to Scheana's shit. Showing up to Scheana's shit.
And like defending her. Or like when they were talking about Kristen coming.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's said something.
Yeah, she did. That actually was the only thing she said. She was like, why would Kristen even come? Yeah. Or why would Kristen even be invited?
Yeah, exactly.
Which also I'm like, at this point, did Ariana and Tom make out at the Golden Nugget?
Oh my God, I hope so.
I think they did.
Oh my God.
So that's probably why Ariana doesn't want her there.
God.
So much lore. Pandora and Scheana are wearing matching dresses.
The matching dresses are so 2013.
I did actually. That is something I would wear back in the day. Like the black tie-dye maxi dress. But I'm like, guys, you're like fucking 30.
If it didn't have the sequins.
I kind of fucked with the sequins a
Oh
little
man,
bit.
if it didn't have the sequins, I would almost say it's something I would wear today.
I couldn't believe that they wore matching dresses, but whatever. Sheena's still mad at the dentist thing. I'm over it. I'm blocking that out. Yeah. I don't want to hear the word tooth, dentist, or surgery ever fucking again.
Yeah, we're done with that.
But it is kind of shown that deep down, it's not really so much that Sheena's upset that she wasn't called. She's upset that she's not in with the cool girls. Katie, Kristen, and Stassi are so tight, and she feels like she's on the outs.
Yeah.
But she is. Those three have been friends for way longer than her, and they're trying to accept her, but I feel like Sheena's just doing too much.
Well, and it's like the argument is rarely ever about the argument, right? It's about something deeper, which Scheana has a self-awareness to say, I'm upset because I feel left out, but she doesn't have the self-awareness to be like, I'm over-exaggerating on this tooth thing to make people feel bad because I feel left out.
Right. Or I'm going to make an effort and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. It was a misunderstanding. I really want to be friends with you guys.
Right.
Let's put it in the past.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck she wants from them. Like Stassi apologized and she's whatever. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
There is a quick scene while they're still at Villa Rosa where Stassi goes on a rant about how she wants world domination.
Yes.
I missed this.
I missed it so much.
Do you think Stassi's daughter, Hartford, will be like her?
She has like a dark passenger, doesn't she?
She does. Like, she loves like witches. Like, she's funny.
Yeah. She's got personality.
Yeah.
She is our mama's daughter.
If you don't follow Stassi on Instagram, she does post about Hartford a lot, and like it is funny videos.
Yeah.
Hartford is an old soul, I can already tell. It feels weird to be talking about like a child like that, but she posted like a video of Hartford like helping her pick out her outfits, and Hartford was like, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
But they love Wicked right now. They're on a big Wicked thing. Did you see the one where quick side note, when Stassi got hit with something and she starts profusely bleeding from her mouth, and Hartford sees it and she's like, I'm gonna get a tissue, and Stassi thinks she's just exaggerating, and she turns to the camera and Beau's like, oh my god, and she's like, what?
Oh, I did see it, and I did see that briefly. She's like covered in blood.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
I didn't do it justice. Go watch.
I feel like we're talking about people that like we know but we don't.
We absolutely do not know. We haven't met Stassi. Have you met Stassi?
No. I think I would be really starstruck and scared.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do.
I don't know what I would do either.
We'd be cool. We'd be fine.
That's what you think until you're crying in a bathroom stall over being near Ariana Madix.
I wasn't crying. There were no tears. I was panicking.
There's a difference.
Stark difference.
Oh, I missed that. It was so fun.
Oh.
A lot of callbacks to past episodes. If this is your first time listening, go back and do yourself a favor and just binge all of our episodes. Because
just listen to us nonstop.
We be gabbing.
Yeah. All day, all night.
And we have stories. Okay, then they go to a bar. I couldn't tell what bar it was.
It's Bugatti.
And I don't think it's
an
there anymore.
old restaurant bar.
Yeah, also in West Hollywood.
Melrose.
It's the same day, but it's after Villa Rosa. Scheana and Pandora have had an outfit change, and now they're just like, hanging at the bar. Katie has an amazing line. We're seeing a lot more of Katie's like quote bitchy personality. And I do think maybe Katie's, I don't know if this was her decision or if it was even a decision at all or if it came naturally. But if I had to guess, she was probably like, I wasn't that featured last season and I need to start doing more. Because she was kind of a bitch this episode, but I loved it.
I bet she was like, that wasn't a good representation of who I am.
Yeah.
I want to show people that I have a personality.
So, and by doing that, she says, Scheana makes my ass twitch.
I loved that line.
And it was really funny.
I'm going to adopt it.
So we're at this party. Sheena's mom and her sister are there, which I got to give it to her. She does always include her mom, and I think it's really sweet. Her sister looked so young. She had to have been like 14 or something. Like, they really all did grow up together, which is really sweet.
Don't know how she was in there. Oh my God, they were drinking Skinny Girl Margarita. Do you remember those days?
Was that with Bethany? Like,
yes.
Oh.
Bethany Frankel. That used to be my night out. Would be like, okay, I'll have one bottle of Skinny Girl Margarita.
You could drink a whole bottle.
You could drink a whole bottle, and it was like 400 calories.
I feel like it was kind of good.
It was good.
What, do they still make it?
I think it got sold.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in forever, but that made me like nostalgic.
Yeah, the name's a little problematic, maybe.
Yeah, these days.
But
back then.
Kristen shows up because Kristen wasn't originally invited to the party at Villa Rosa, but she does get invited to this party. She hugs Pandora, and Pandora doesn't even move. Speaking of cringing,
stiff as a board.
Kristen gives her this huge hug. Pandora rolls her eyes. She doesn't hug her back. Like, they fucking hate each other. And then Kristen decides this is a great time to bring up Tom getting with the quote Vegas skank. She's been in there for 2 seconds and she's already bringing up that
and while he's standing right there.
So yeah, he's standing next to Tina and Kristen decides to say it in front of them. But what I flagged was the second Kristen stormed away, Tina does look at Sandoval and it's like, well, I know you guys like haven't been having sex. I'm like, why the fuck do you know that?
I wrote that down. I was like, the funny thing is that Kristen drops the bomb, walks away, and that the next words out of her mouth are just like, well, yeah, you guys weren't having sex. Like, the fact that she knew that because he told her that is crazy.
And that's a bad fucking look, Tom. And you know what? I'm about to get real deep. Tom was planting those seeds. Because then he says to her, well, yeah, in my mind, we were done. Tom was planting the seeds that him and Kristen weren't doing well. They weren't having sex. We were basically roommates.
Sounds familiar.
Exactly. So that when he goes on and cheats, which he will, it's not justified. It's not that big a deal.
It's not that bad.
We were basically done anyways.
Yeah.
Just like what he did. And I hate to say it, but that's what he did. He cheated on Kristen with Ariana. Then he cheated on Ariana with Raquel. It's a fucking pattern, baby.
We call that a pattern, a sequence in mathematical terms.
Yeah, he really is aging like a Coors Light. Like, that is so funny.
He is not doing well.
Because it is fucking stale. And then all three girls, the three besties, Katie, Kristen, and Stassi, go outside. And Scheana comes out, what you doing?
Well, they're showing the smoke break Which I was like, that's really fun that we're seeing the smoke break. They don't show those anymore.
Yeah.
Like that was a long time ago thing.
It's Sir Back Alley vibes at a different bar.
Yes, yeah. But we're seeing the cigarettes, the inhales.
Shit went down when you were out on a smoke break,
yeah,
too. That's
for sure.
That's when
that's
shit really
where shit
went down.
happens. Mm-hmm.
And then it goes back to the fucking tooth surgery. And this was another one of my favorite lines that Katie says, because Katie's like, I had the same surgery. And Scheana goes, yeah, but are you a singer? And Katie goes, you're not a singer either. Which is so good.
That's so true. So good. And then utter chaos breaks out at the party.
Mm-hmm.
We have, well, it's planted that Shay is rather intoxicated.
Yeah.
Someone says a line about that.
Well, Scheana gets mad and she decides she's going to kick out Katie and Kristen.
Yes. She gets mad and she kicks them out. So Katie goes up to her boyfriend, Tom, who's standing next to drunk Shay, but then is so rude to Shay, saying how much like he needs to keep her girlfriend in check. What was she saying?
Well, yeah, she was like, yeah, something like that. And then he took it. And then it wasn't until Schwartz like kind of said something to Shay, it kind of felt out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Then they got in a tussle.
Yeah.
They were scrapping. It looked like they were about to fight. And I wrote down, this is the first and last time Schwartz has ever stuck up for Katie like this.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was only because Shay he got up in it fast, I feel.
Also, this is the first intro that Schwartz really has on the show. He wasn't really in it season 1.
That's true.
I do feel like maybe there was some pressure because there were cameras around that like he felt like he had to stand up for his girlfriend.
Yeah. I do think he was a little caught off guard though.
They were both caught off guard. It was fucking random. They both didn't know what to do. And that is proven by the fact that Shay
is sobbing in
Sheena's arms.
as if he has lost his mother.
He is crying on her shoulder. And even Scheana was like, what the fuck just happened? She was shocked. I mean, he was fucked up.
He was fucked up. It was sad, but also it was also kind of funny.
Pandora and Jason decide to leave because, and I quote, we're better than this.
Yes.
That's
Lisa Vanderpump would have done the same thing.
She's Lisa Vanderpump. So Scheana kicks everyone out. But then she's kind of upset that everyone's leaving.
Right.
So she's yelling from the balcony like she's fucking Rapunzel.
She is screaming on the street, which I think is so funny because she's saying like, get out. Well, like get out of what? Like planet Earth? They're already out on the street.
She's like, get out. But Stassi, come back.
Yeah.
Stassi, come back. Stassi, it's so desperate. And you can see right through what she was trying to do. She thought that she would kick out Kristen and Katie so then she could have Stassi all to herself.
Yeah.
She's trying to get Stassi to be her bestie.
And she realizes she lost the battle. She lost this one as Stassi says no and leaves with her witches.
Yeah, and kind of in a shitty way too. She was like, "I'm not going to leave my friend." Like, I love that everyone's fighting over Stassi.
Yeah,
it's
so
actually
great.
pretty funny.
It's so great. I do love Stassi's dress in this scene, by the way, too.
She did look very pretty.
Like I loved her cut on the top. Yeah.
Well, and so did Jack said, "You look very beautiful. You look sexy. You look." He is so desperate too.
Oh my
and
God!
I can't help but wonder how much of this is genuine and how much of this is like fan perception. Like Stassi was a fan, and I look, correct me if I'm wrong, you and Gabbers included, I feel like Stassi was a fan favorite from the beginning.
I think she had a bad rep at first.
Okay, because I was gonna say that would make sense as to why both Scheana and Jax like want to be friends with her so much. But maybe she does have like a cult following where she didn't get popular until later on.
I think she got popular later on. I think she's very polarizing. I think she's been polarizing from the beginning, and I think she really got her fandom later on.
And you know what, that would make sense.
And coming back to this, we can appreciate the genius of her lines more now that we know she is Picasso of reality TV.
And I do think it's so much easier to watch these shows. There is something beautiful about watching it now that we know the outcome. We know who's good and who's bad, essentially.
Yep, we've had enough time and data to suss it out.
Right, so you can watch Stassi be a fucking bitch and feel okay about it because
we know where she's going.
She's nice now.
And we know who she ends up with.
Yeah, exactly.
She's making cute TikToks with her daughter.
So then we get the season premiere. This season on Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God. Which just keeps going and going and going and going. This season has the equivalent of 17 seasons packed into one episode.
It is.
We've only been talking about one episode.
Guys, this all happened in one episode. The season preview is insane and chaotic. I actually wrote down like everything.
Please.
I'm going to say it really fast. And this is kind of a season preview for Girls Unscripted of all that we're going to be recapping this season.
Yep.
People forget season 2 is probably the best season.
Yeah.
So much happens.
Yeah.
We get a Pride, naked photo shoot, Arrowhead trip, Cabo trip, Good as Gold, Scheana's engagement, Jax's cancer scare, Scheana's big ass glasses, Ariana working at Sir, Ariana versus Kristen, Schwartz dumping a beer on Katie, Jax admitting that he fucked Kristen, Stassi slapping Kristen, Tom punching Jax. It is literally all happening. It is literally all happening. That is all in one season of television.
So you better stay put because we're not going anywhere.
Dude, we have no choice.
We have no choice.
We have no choice.
There's a lot in life.
Carolyn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
I have been on pins and needles this whole episode.
Okay.
The reintroduction of the sheet.
If you're new here, the first season, we kept track of every minute transgression that anyone on the cast did, and we scored them on a scale of 1 to 5, and we tallied them and we kept track. And last season, surprise, surprise, Jax came out. He prevailed as the most shitty person of the season, right. I guess you might say.
Yeah, so like the more points you get, the worse of a person you are.
Right. It is like golf. We don't want points.
Wow. And by the way, Carolyn is being very generous by saying this is 100% her. She has done all of this by herself and just shares it with me.
I get it in over my head. I do graphs. It's a whole thing. Okay, but this season, I wanted to refine the scoring system a bit.
Okay.
So now I only do a score of 1 to 3.
That's a great idea.
1 is yikes.
Okay. Oh, I love the little sayings.
2 is oh my God.
Okay.
Like that. Like an oh my God. And 3 is like, that's like really bad.
Oh, okay.
But I will give a 5, but I can only give 5 5s during the season.
Oh, so it has to be really bad.
So it has to be really bad.
Okay. I already know where one of those 5s is going. I already know where one of them's
because
going.
They're just some events that just deserve a whopping tally.
Okay.
This episode, I'm going to take you through the points very quickly as we wrap up. All right, Katie has dyed hair and orange that risks blindness if you look directly at it without sun protection.
Poor girl.
I gave that a 1.
That is a yikes.
Kristen gives Lisa so much attitude that she's sent home on the job and suspended for 2 weeks. I gave that an oh my God because I combined it.
I agree.
Scheana talks with Brandy as if she didn't sleep with her husband for 2 years. Hey, girl. I gave that a 2. It was shocking to me.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, it's not only, and to add on to that, it's not only that, it's that she expected a different outcome from Brandy too.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
The delusion with it definitely bumps it up, rounds it up. Scheana cries on the job because Brandy, the girl whose husband she slept with for 2 years, asks what's wrong with her tooth, which is clearly visibly decaying in her mouth. I gave that a 1.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Scheana is so distraught with the tooth surgery because she claims she's a singer and no one called her the day she was... Scheana's so distraught with tooth surgery because she claims she's a singer and no one called her the day she was at the dentist. I gave this a 3 because it just kept going the entire episode.
Yeah, she couldn't let it go.
She was like a dog with a bone. Like it just was a lot. The Scheana tattles on Stassi to Lisa that she didn't call during the day of the tooth surgery. I just wanted some brown nosing to go in there because it's annoying.
She was talking shit about Stassi to
her boss.
Both of her bosses, since Pandora is technically her boss too.
Yes,
yeah,
annoying.
That's bad.
I gave it a yikes. Stassi and Scheana have a verbal argument in Kyle Richards' house during work in an open space where everyone can clearly hear them. I gave them both a 1. They weren't screaming yet. Jax comes back to Sir after saying he was going to leave and never, ever, ever be seen again. I gave that a 1. Without flinching, Kristen calls Katie, her best friend, a bitch straight to her face. I gave that a 1. Tom cheated on Kristen with a bottle girl in Vegas for 2 sex-filled gluttonous days, 2 days after Kristen's 30th birthday. I did give this a 5.
Wow. And it deserves it.
I didn't
think there would be one this episode, but that is 5 behavior. He cheated on his girlfriend.
He cheated with, and the everything surrounding it with the I just think this moment deserves a 5.
Yeah, really him not really taking much accountability from what we could see.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Jax is delusional enough to think his meeting with Stassi's dad went well. In his mind, he thought that went great. That's a 1. Tom blames Kristen for his cheating because they hadn't had sex in 3 months.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's really bad. That's boy shitty behavior. I gave that a 3.
Yeah.
Kristen initially refuses to leave Scheana's birthday party after she curses Scheana out at her birthday party. Gave it a 1.
Kristen does think she can kind of do whatever she wants.
Scheana kicks everyone out of her birthday party. Whether she deserves it or not is up to you. But she does throw 3 people out of her birthday party. Well, 2. She tries to throw 2.
Yeah.
But it ends up being 3. Gave it a 1. Katie slams Scheana to Scheana's drunk boyfriend. I gave that a 1. Maybe that's a 2.
No, I think it's a 1.
And then Schwartz.
By the way, I didn't think she really. I give it a 1 because Shay did ask what was happening.
That is true. But she went on and saying your girlfriend needs to stay out of other people's business. Of course the guy's going to get upset about that. They're going to get up and they're going to put up their dukes. Schwartz gets in a physical fight with Shay at Scheana's birthday party. They both get in a fight, but this does need to be here. I gave it a 2.
Okay.
So totals for this episode. Surprisingly, and I was like, did I fuck up here? Stassi is coming away with only a 1. But I was thinking about it and I was like, she doesn't do a lot of terrible things this episode. She's actually pretty well behaved for her.
Yeah,
she
she's
apologizes.
kind of the victim of this episode.
Exactly. She apologizes. She tries to stay out of the drama, but she's still there. Jax somehow gets away with a 2. He's just not featured that much in the episode. Scheana comes out with a 9.
Wow.
She didn't do
one
it great.
episode.
In one episode. Kristen comes out with a 4, so she's definitely on the board. Sandoval comes out with an 8. So Kristen
How is he
Sandoval,
still under Scheana after getting a 5?
I don't know. Well, because he was only on there for a couple things, which is a lot. Because
this was a Scheana heavy episode.
Because Sandoval only spoke about 2 times. And both those times he got slammed with, incarceration. And then Schwartz to Katie too. So stay tuned as the points accumulate. It's very fun to see which horse in the race is going to win. It goes up and down. It's really just an exciting time.
It is so fun too because obviously seasons are kind of broken up into sections, and right now we're focusing a lot on Scheana and her friendship with Stassi, but then towards the end that's not what we're focusing on. And
exactly.
The more you hear about different storylines, the more these points start to go up.
Exactly. So it's almost good to have points for these cast members because that means they're on TV.
Yeah.
We are watching what they are doing. They have a lot of camera time.
That's true. The more points, the more screen time.
There you go.
Oh, that was fun.
This was so fun.
Riding a bike, I was a little nervous to get back on, but once I was on, I was pedaling away.
Oh, I felt so good.
The wind in my hair. Yeah. I am excited to watch season 2 of Vanderpump Rules.
I'm so glad you're excited.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know. This is your bread and butter, baby.
This is fun. This is my time.
If you guys are following along with us, please let us know what you thought about this episode. Maybe we'll try and do some fun Instagram polls and stuff from season 2. I feel like people love to vote on them.
We should have more fun with stories.
Yeah,
and if there's any points on the sheet you disagree with, by all means, please let us know.
But we won't be changing it.
We won't be changing it. But I will take it into consideration going forward.
And if you don't follow us on Instagram, TikTok, we're Girls Unscripted Pod. On Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, we're Girls Unscripted. Mm-hmm. And
you can find me at Carolyn for Real on all platforms.
We haven't done one of these in a while.
Oh yeah, I guess we haven't. But you deserve. I mean, you can find Kate. I'm sure that's why you're here. Where are you, Kate?
Carolyn, stop it.
I'm.
She's always hyping me up.
I'm your hype girl.
Kate Riccio, KateRiccio.
And Riccio Recaps.
And Riccio Recaps and Kate Rick is my personal Instagram. So I gotta make all these 3 things match.
If you go to our stuff, you can find us. I think it's till next time.
Till next time, doing anything fun the rest of the day?
No.
Me neither. I might go to the gym.
I might go for a run.
You run?
No. Well, I mean, I haven't. I haven't been able to because of my back, but I'm like, I want to try it again.
Yeah, just start
I
slow.
always do this, and I always get really upset because I can't. So I just have to do it every year to try.
Yeah, just try. I remember when I had my bunion surgery. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on spot. I did not. I was so dramatic. I was like, I'm never going to walk again. But one day I just was like, and then I was like, I'll never run again. I just had a really hard time doing like the heel toe walk because I was like limping a lot. But I'll remember it was like a year after I did jog for the first time.
Did you feel like you were free as a bird?
I literally felt like my training wheels were off.
You were a horse.
So you'll never know if you don't give it a shot.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna try once again.
Yeah. Give it okay. Let us know. Keep us updated next week. Yeah. We will be waiting for a running update.
If I'm crying, you'll know how it went.
Okay. If you show up in a wheelchair,
you'll also know how it went.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, my name's Kate.
My name's Carolyn.
Bye.